Bringing the outdoors in has always held a certain appeal. Houseplants breathe life into our homes, purify the air, and offer a connection to nature. However, even the most seasoned plant parents encounter moments of despair when their leafy companions begin to falter. The truth is, reviving a struggling houseplant is not as daunting as it may seem. With a little knowledge and effort, you can restore your plant's vibrancy and foster a thriving indoor garden. Many factors can contribute to a houseplant's decline, from improper watering techniques to inadequate lighting conditions. Often the key to successful revival lies in understanding the underlying cause of your plant's distress. In this guide, we'll delve into the common symptoms of ailing houseplants, explore practical solutions to address their needs, and equip you with the confidence to nurture your green companions back to health. Remember, every plant has its own unique set of requirements, and what works for one may not work for another. The journey of plant parenthood is one of continuous learning, observation, and adaptation. Embrace the process and don't be afraid to experiment until you find what works best for your plant family. Let's embark on this journey of revival together, transforming your struggling houseplants into flourishing testaments to their power of care, attention, and a little bit of plant wisdom. Just like humans, plants exhibit telltale signs when they're feeling under the weather. Recognizing these early warning signs is crucial for effective intervention and can mean the difference between a plant's revival and its demise. One of the most common signs of distress is yellowing leaves. While occasional yellowing of lower leaves can be a natural part of aging, widespread yellowing often indicates overwatering or inadequate drainage. Overwatering, a frequent pitfall for plant parents, occurs when the soil remains excessively wet, suffocating the roots and preventing them from absorbing nutrients effectively. Another red flag is wilting. While wilting can sometimes indicate a lack of water, it can also be a symptom of overwatering, particularly if the soil feels damp to the touch. This seemingly contradictory symptom arises from root damage caused by prolonged exposure to waterlogged soil. Brown, crispy leaf edges typically signal underwatering or low humidity. Dry air, especially during the winter months, can cause plants to lose moisture more rapidly, leading to leaf dehydration. Other symptoms to watch out for include stunted growth, leaf drop, and the appearance of pests. By familiarizing yourself with these common warning signs, you'll be better equipped to diagnose your plant's specific needs and take appropriate action to restore it to health. Remember, early detection is key to successful plant revival. Mastering the art of watering is arguably the most crucial aspect of houseplant care. Both overwatering and underwatering can have detrimental effects, leading to a myriad of problems and potentially fatal consequences. Overwatering is often a result of good intentions gone awry. We shower our plants with love in the form of frequent watering, unaware that we might be doing more harm than good. When the soil remains constantly wet, it creates an environment where harmful bacteria and fungi thrive, leading to root rot. Root rot is a serious condition that impedes a plant's ability to absorb water and nutrients, ultimately causing its decline. On the other hand, underwatering deprives plants of the essential moisture they need to thrive. When a plant doesn't receive enough water, its cells cannot maintain turgidity, leading to wilting, leaf drop, and eventually death. The key to successful watering lies in finding the right balance, providing enough moisture to sustain growth without drowning the roots. A good rule of thumb is to allow the top inch or two of soil to dry out before watering again. However, it's essential to remember that different plants have different water requirements. Factors such as plant type, pot size, soil composition, and environmental conditions all play a role in determining how often to water. Light is the lifeblood of plants, providing the energy they need to photosynthesize and produce food. Understanding your plant's light requirements is crucial for its overall health and vibrancy. Different plants have evolved to thrive in different light conditions, ranging from the dappled shade of a forest floor to the intense sun of an open meadow. When a plant doesn't receive adequate light, it may exhibit signs of stretching, legginess, and pale, underdeveloped leaves. This phenomenon, known as etiolation, is a plant's desperate attempt to reach for more light. Conversely, exposing a shade-loving plant to excessive direct sunlight can scorch its leaves, causing brown spots and crispy edges. Just like underwatering or overwatering, finding the right light balance is essential for your plant's well-being. When choosing a location for your plant, consider its natural light preferences. South-facing windows generally receive the most direct sunlight, making them ideal for sun-loving plants. East-facing windows offer gentle morning sun, suitable for plants that prefer bright, indirect light. West-facing windows provide strong afternoon sun, while north-facing windows receive the least amount of light. Section 5. Combating unwanted guests. Just like any living organism, houseplants can fall victim to pests, tiny invaders that can wreak havoc on their health and appearance. From sap-sucking insects to root-munching critters, a variety of pests can infest your indoor garden, causing damage ranging from cosmetic blemishes to severe growth retardation. One of the most common and persistent houseplant pests is the fungus gnat. These tiny, flying insects are attracted to moist environments and often lay their eggs in the soil of overwatered plants. While adult fungus gnats are primarily a nuisance, their larvae can damage plant roots by feeding on organic matter. Other common houseplant pests include spider mites, mealybugs, aphids, and scale insects. Spider mites are tiny arachnids that spin fine webs on the undersides of leaves, sucking plant sap and causing stippling and discoloration. Mealybugs are soft-bodied insects that secrete a white, cottony substance, often congregating in leaf axils and crevices. Aphids are small, pear-shaped insects that cluster on new growth, sucking plant sap and distorting leaves. Scale insects are small, immobile insects that attach themselves to stems and leaves, feeding on plant sap and weakening the plant. Early detection and identification are crucial for effective pest control. Regularly inspect your plants for signs of infestation such as webbing, sticky residue, discolored leaves, or the presence of insects themselves. Section 6. The art of pruning and repotting. Pruning and repotting are essential aspects of houseplant care, promoting healthy growth and ensuring your plants have adequate space to thrive. While these tasks may seem daunting at first, understanding the basics can empower you to confidently maintain your indoor garden. Pruning involves selectively removing dead, damaged, or diseased parts of a plant. This practice not only improves the plant's aesthetic appeal, but also redirects its energy towards new growth. When pruning, always use sharp, clean tools to prevent the spread of diseases. Make clean cuts just above a leaf node, as this is where new growth will emerge. Repotting, on the other hand, involves transferring a plant to a larger container with fresh soil. Over time, plants deplete the nutrients in their potting mix and their roots become pot-bound, restricting further growth. Repotting provides the plant with fresh nutrients and ample space for its roots to expand. Signs that your plant may need repotting include roots growing out of the drainage holes, water draining quickly through the pot, stunted growth, and a top-heavy appearance. When repotting, choose a container that is only slightly larger than the previous one. Use a well-draining potting mix specifically formulated for houseplants. Section 7. Nurturing new life. Once you've addressed the underlying issues affecting your houseplant and taken steps to revive it, the next phase involves providing the optimal conditions for its continued recovery and growth. This nurturing period is crucial for ensuring your plant regains its strength and thrives in its environment. One of the most important aspects of aftercare is maintaining consistent watering practices. Avoid the temptation to overwater your recovering plant, as this can lead to root rot and hinder its progress. Instead, water deeply but infrequently, allowing the soil to dry out slightly between waterings. Another crucial factor is providing adequate humidity. Many houseplants originate from tropical regions with naturally high humidity levels. Dry indoor air, especially during the winter months, can stress plants and hinder their recovery. Consider using a humidifier, grouping plants together, or placing your plant on a pebble tray filled with water to increase humidity levels around the plant. Avoid fertilizing your recovering plant until you see signs of new growth. Fertilizing a stressed or weakened plant can overwhelm its system and do more harm than good. Once you observe new growth, use a balanced, water-soluble fertilizer diluted to half strength. Section 8. Knowing when to say goodbye. While it's always rewarding to nurse a struggling houseplant back to health, there are times when, despite our best efforts, a plant may be beyond saving. Recognizing the point of no return can be difficult, but it's important to acknowledge that not all plants can be rescued. If, despite your best efforts, your plant continues to decline, showing no signs of improvement or even worsening symptoms, it may be time to consider letting it go. Some signs that a plant may be too far gone include extensive root rot, severe pest infestation, complete leaf drop, and a mushy or rotting stem. While it's never easy to say goodbye to a plant companion, remember that death is a natural part of life, even in the plant world. If you've exhausted all other options and your plant shows no signs of recovery, it may be kinder to compost it and make space for a new, healthy plant to bring joy to your home. Section 9. The Joy of Plant Parenthood. The journey of plant parenthood is one of continuous learning, observation, and adaptation. It's about nurturing life, appreciating the beauty of nature, and finding joy in the simple act of caring for another living being. While there will inevitably be challenges along the way, the rewards of cultivating a thriving indoor garden far outweigh the setbacks. Remember, every plant is unique, with its own set of needs and preferences. What works for one plant may not work for another. The key is to approach plant care with an open mind, a willingness to learn, and a deep sense of curiosity. Observe your plants closely, pay attention to their cues, and don't be afraid to experiment until you find what works best for them. Most importantly, approach plant parenthood with a sense of joy and playfulness. Embrace the imperfections, celebrate the successes, and never stop learning. After all, the journey itself is just as rewarding as the destination. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for World Up, your go-to source for content that brings the world to you.